Barstool Sports. Titus, Brandon Walker. Mostly Sports.
Heyo! Look who's back. Welcome to Mostly Sports, presented by Jägermeister. I am Mark Titus. He is Brandon Walker. Today is Monday, April 14th, and let me be the first to wish my partner, Brandon Walker, a happy birthday.
Thank you very much. You are the first, shockingly.
We are live from Chicago, and we are brought to you by Jägermeister. 56 botanicals, 0 degrees Fahrenheit. If you forget how many degrees Fahrenheit belong in your shot of Jägermeister, count up the places I'd rather be, boys. Than right here, right now with you.
What about the Bahamas?
I'd rather be there, yeah. So count up the places and then subtract one, I guess. Yeah.
What about St.
Listen, I like the Bahamas a lot. I had a great time. I'll say this.
St. Martin.
Yeah, so subtract 2, I guess. Count them up and then subtract 2. Yeah, that's true. I had a great time, but I will say this about the Bahamas. They do not know how to serve a shot of Jägermeister.
Do they?
A little too toasty down there.
Really?
A little too toasty.
Too warm.
I had a talking with them, and they said, sir, please shut the fuck up, is I think what they told me as I was complaining to them about how the shots of Jägermeister were not 0 degrees Fahrenheit. It's too toasty out there. So do not make the same mistake they were making. Make sure your shots of Jägermeister are, in fact, 0 degrees Fahrenheit. And remember to check Jägermeister out at Jägermeister.com. Drink responsibly. Jägermeister the Core, 35% alcohol by volume, imported by Mass Jägermeister U.S., White Plains, New York. What do you want to talk about, Brandon?
Mark, I would like to talk about the golf tournament held in Augusta, Georgia this weekend called the Masters. Now, normally we talk about sports on this show, and we both watch it on television.
That's right.
Not this time. No, I am a former Masters attendee. I have been to the Masters. I have basically helped Rory McIlroy win the Masters. It was huge. I was there Thursday and Friday, and I like to think I changed the course of golf history. Certainly, Rory McIlroy's history. So, as we talk about this, just know that I had boots on the ground, and I am very, very versed in the ways of Augusta.
You were there, and you chose to not get any merch or anything? I'm confused by this.
Well,
if you went, why didn't you?
Let me move this water bottle. I'm actually you couldn't see.
Oh,
it.
Okay.
I'm wearing this. I'm wearing this right here. I got the official Augusta quarter zip, and I'm wearing that right now. I got a little flag over here too, right there, and then I got a little golf towel. I got some other stuff at home. Turns out when you have 4 kids, you can't buy as much bullshit for yourself. You have to buy them clothes as well. So I'm back, and I'm a changed man. I'm a different man than the one you last saw. I'm more.
This is post Masters.
I'm more regal. I feel like I'm more important. My money is in better places. Like I now invest with a maturity beyond my years, and things are good.
There you are. Yeah, you and Joey Avery. Look at that.
That's in the parking lot.
Does the merch? Do you go into it with a plan? Like, are you like, I'm probably going to buy like $1,000 worth of merch, or is it just a thing like once you're there?
So the merch.
I'm always curious because most people that go do seem to spend like a fuck ton of money on merch.
The merch wave is something I wasn't anticipating when I went. Excuse me. I had a big plan for the pimento cheese sandwiches. I had 11.
How could you not?
Yeah. I had 11. I was there 2 days, man.
That's okay. So this is just 5.5.
Yeah, that's it. That's not that much.
Not that much.
So I was I had the plan for that. I had the plan for which hole I wanted to scope out for everywhere I wanted to go. But I had heard, buy merch there, buy merch there, buy merch there. And I thought, okay, when I get there, I'll buy merch, and that'll be a thing. I didn't realize that it's almost a competitive sport in its own right. That when we walked in, they had 2 lines. One to walk into the course straight away at 7:30 on Thursday morning. One to go to the merch house, the merch building.
Yep.
That line was 40 minutes long.
Good God.
And I said, well, I'll just wait and go later in the afternoon. Now, when you get in there, it is all is chaos. Chaos is broken loose. They give you a master's bag and say, "Here, put all your stuff in there," and you just start grabbing. You don't even know what you're grabbing. I just started doing it. I had to have it all.
Yeah,
I got a yardage book.
Yeah.
I got a poster. And I just got it. I ended up buying I bought my wife some nice clothes because she loves the masters, but I got dinged for about $950. So it was.
I'll be honest, that's not that much.
It is not. I was beside a guy that went 12 deep, 12K.
You see Jake Marsh?
12 grand?
Yeah. So
Jake Marsh spent more than you.
it probably did. Yeah.
He had a merch list on his notes page.
Oh, I didn't even do all that. I didn't
What?
do all that.
Jake Marsh had a
That's how quickly it happened.
great breakdown of everything.
Wait, so what am I looking at? This is Jake Marsh's.
Check out a gift shop total $21.97.67.
Holy
Good
shit.
God.
Yeah. See, I got lucky. I got out of there. I got T-shirts for the boys. I got some pullovers for the girls.
Was there anything as you're walking around you thought to yourself, I can't, never mind you, but I can't imagine anybody buying this. Like it's a fucking
So the hot item.
The pimento hat.
No, I bought a pimento.
like a
t-shirt.
weed whacker that says that's Masters branded.
The hot item was a gnome. A master gnome.
You didn't get the gnome?
I didn't get the gnome.
I thought
But everybody got there. Look up Masters Gnome.
That hat rocks.
I got a T-shirt that says pimento on it. But so we get there again, 7:30 on Thursday, and just dozens of people walking out carrying this big ass gnome,
2 foot tall gnome.
the 2 foot tall gnome.
How do you get it home?
And I thought it was funny because I was like, the people that you're with, the crowd that you're with. It didn't feel like a crowd that's going to put a lot of gnomes around their house or not a lot of gnomes in their yards. It felt like, and that's it right there.
This feels like too tacky for this crowd. Is what
Correct.
you're saying.
And people they were lining up to get it, man.
So they carry this around for the rest of the turn?
No,
The rest
so
of the
your
day?
ticket says you can enter twice in a day. So I think what a lot of people did was they went in, they bought the
Buy
gnome,
your shit.
took it to their car, came back in.
Yeah.
Is there a
that
gnome
makes
every
sense.
year? Is that the?
I don't know if there's a gnome every year, but there was a gnome this year. I can tell you that.
So
and it was hot in the streets over there.
This is helping me answer a question I had when I was in the Bahamas. They on Saturday and Sunday I saw a fuck ton of Masters gear, fuck ton, to the point that like I the back of my mind I was like, are these the golfers that got cut? Or is it like, did they like get on a plane and come straight to the Bahamas after the thing? And then I started observing the people that were wearing all the Master stuff, and I was like, I don't know every golfer in the world, but I was like, I don't think that guy over there was a golfer. He just doesn't seem like he was a golfer.
Yeah.
And then I started getting away from that theory, and I started moving towards, I think these people just went to the Masters in the past, bought a fuck ton of merch, and now it's Masters weekend, and they're going to wear it no matter where they are in the world. That feels like what happened,
I
right?
think that's the play.
That's probably what happened. Yeah, there was a fuck ton of people love the Masters merch.
Because I'm going to wear this one every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
You have to.
I'll wear it at least every day this week. We'll see about next week. But yeah, it was fun. I got to say a couple of other things. Concessions and the behind the scenes of the Masters is the most perfectly, beautifully run thing you've ever seen. I thought that we're going to a golf course. The bathroom situation will be a disaster.
Yeah.
40,000 people. How are we all going to go to the bathroom? Oh, Mark. They've got these big, giant buildings, just the most immaculate bathrooms you've ever seen. Wonderful bathrooms. It's just feeding people in and out the whole time. Concession stand, you just walk through, and you got pimento cheese for $1.50, chicken salad for $3, egg salad for $1.50, barbecue sandwich for $3, Georgia peach ice cream sandwich. It was just a perfect.
You make me want to go, and even if I could get a ticket that like I can't even watch the golf, I just want to go see how this event is run. I just want to see the bathrooms and the merch.
There was a couple times where I was sitting. I struck up a conversation with a lady from Miami, and we just sat and talked for like 30 minutes. 17 green was behind us. I think Rory was finishing on 17 green on Friday, and we're just sitting there talking about our ice cream sandwiches and everything. It was just
forgot the tournament was going on.
It was a delightful excursion into Georgia. The golf itself was, and then we'll get to the actual what matters, Rory winning. But just I got there on Thursday. I went from 7:30 to 3.
Yeah.
Migraine, headache, vomiting.
Yeah.
The whole big deal. Friday, I said, well, we're gonna try to take care of this. We got there at 7:30. I went to the grandstand at 1, which is the bleachers right behind the 1 green, and I sat in the shade for 3 hours. That was good. And then I shat.
You shat.
Yeah.
Shat all over.
Then I sat on 14 green under the shade of a pine tree just on the ground for like 3 more hours. It was wonderful. It was amazing. It was everything that you'd think it would be. It's a lot bigger than I thought in my mind. I thought, it looks a certain way on TV, but when you get in there, it'll feel. You can feel the exterior, the borders. You can feel how small it is. No, it's just it's a different world.
It's the right size.
It's the right size.
It's exactly the size.
It's exactly what you think it is.
Did you miss your phone? Did you miss the
no
creature comforts of the outside world?
Not really. Now there were times where I would just instinctively, I was sitting there watching a golf shot and I was like, oh, that was awesome. And I just reached for it and it just wasn't there.
It's a simpler life.
But it was by Friday. I was good. It was actually kind of nice to not have my phone for a while. It was perfect. It was beautiful. I loved it. My sister went Saturday and Sunday. We split the tickets that way, and she got to see. Rory's always been her favorite. So
wow!
Rory
so
win the
this
Masters.
worked out well for him.
And Rory McIlroy did win the Masters. He is now a 6-time major champ. Question.
Mm-hmm.
Did Rory's status as an all-time great golfer sneak up on you a little bit?
I just for me, I think it was the opposite. That I actually didn't realize it had been that long since he'd won anything.
Yeah.
I thought Rory was just one of the best golfers, if not the best golfer going right now. Like, I knew he never won the Masters, and that was important, but then
he hasn't won any in major.
The whole 11-year thing. I was like, it's been 11 years since he's won a major. That's fucking crazy.
That is crazy.
I guess as I think back, I'm like, yeah, I do remember a handful of times that he came close and fucked it up, but I didn't realize it had been that long. But yeah, that he's only the 6th guy ever to do a career Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Six majors now.
Really, only the 2nd guy in the modern era. Just him and Tiger.
Yeah.
If you count Nicholas as a kind of a bygone era.
Did he never have a run of just total and utter dominance like we saw from Scotty Scheffler not too long ago, or
no, but
from Tiger? Did
he might have just started it?
Yeah. Is this? Are we about to enter it?
This could be it.
But is that why he's not to you as good? Like in your brain, he's not as good as he actually is, if that makes sense. Like because did he not have like a 2-year stranglehold on the sport that you expect out of a guy who's his caliber?
I feel like he kind of got caught up in the Spieth wave a little bit, where Spieth was supposed to be the young hotness, came out, won the Masters, and then
Spieth had the stranglehold for a while, right?
Was very good for 2 years, and then just kind of a guy. It felt like Rory has been kind of a guy. I don't really remember when I found out he won 5 majors before, and now this is his 6th. I was like, he won 5 when he was going? I thought he won like 3.
Yeah,
I didn't remember him winning 5.
I remember my perception of Rory McIlroy is he was a young guy on the scene.
Yeah,
he has almost immediate success.
Yeah,
and then I just kind of put him over on the shelf, and I was like, I'm sure he's just going to collect some wins here and there throughout the rest of his career. I'll check back in later, and then we check back in on Sunday, and they're like, this is his first major in 11 years. I was like, whoa, I guess he didn't win at the rate that I expected him to, but yeah, good for him. I like Rory a lot. I
don't mind him.
I'm happy for Rory McIlroy. I'm a Rory guy, I guess.
20 top 10,
but obviously not a huge fan, or else I would have paid more attention to his accolades. But
start to finish, I think that was the most compelling final round I've ever watched.
Yeah,
and I know 2019 Tiger, but that was all about Tiger. It was all about Tiger, and the last 5 minutes after he won was incredible television. But this was up and down and up and down and up and down. Like he has a 2-shot lead to start the day, immediately double bogeys, and you're thinking, okay, well, the tank is on. What's going to happen here? You had other guys rising up and down throughout the day. Justin Rose with the 66. Patrick Reed almost crashed the party. Bryson just kind of tanks himself. Like there was so much, and Rory had like 3 of the best golf shots you'll ever see in your entire life. Also 3 of the worst.
Yeah, very Spieth-like. Spieth is the guy that comes to mind that plays like that.
Yeah. We should reference Spieth every.
I do think of Jordan Spieth as the guy that just hits it into the shit and then hits it out of the shit, and you're just like, how are those your back-to-back shots?
So we go
very erratic from Rory though.
We're number 13 yesterday. He's got a 4-shot lead. 13 is an eagle birdie hole. He decides to lay back, and he's going to lay off, and he lays up, and then his 3rd shot, all he needs to do is get on the green. He's going to par at the worst, probably birdie it. And he hits the worst shot in the history of golf. He hits an 80-yard. He's 80 yards away, and he shanks it to the right into the creek. And all of a sudden, bam! Here comes another choke. There's a 3rd choke later when he misses the putt on the green to the par would have won it. He choked 3 separate times yesterday and still came back and won.
Still won the Masters, yeah.
Justin Rose was built to lose in a playoff. Justin Rose is a great golfer.
Yeah.
Seems like a phenomenal human being.
Mm-hmm.
He is like he's kind of like handsome. He's always there. You see him succeed, and you're like, that makes sense. You see him fail a little bit, and you're like, that makes sense a little bit too. But he hits the putt on 72, and he forces the playoff, and then he comes back. He loses in the playoff. He shakes Rory's hand, tells him what a great champion he is, pats him on the head, and then leaves. It's like he is the perfect guy to lose in the playoff. Like he's. If he wins, you're not going to be that bothered. You're like, oh, okay, well, that good. He finally got him one. But when he loses, you're like, good. The guy I wanted to win won anyway.
Yeah.
Justin Rose is like made in a lab to lose in a playoff.
Yeah. I don't know how many majors Justin Rose has won, and now I'm starting to realize. I think we've talked about this before.
2013 U.S. Open, he's finished second at the Masters 3 times.
I don't know if this is a me problem, or if anyone else in the room shares this. I think we've talked about this before. I just simply do not know accolades of golfers at all. I'll watch the golf. I'll consume the golf.
Because careers are so
say
long.
I'll turn the TV off and I'll say that was some good fucking golf, man.
Yeah.
Happy for the guy who won it, and then it just kind of goes out of my brain, or I don't remember. I don't stack them up. I don't remember. I just don't remember. I don't know how many.
Has Tiger sort of distorted what we view like all-time great golfers as? Because he got to, what, 14 majors? Again,
yeah,
15 majors. Like, if you have 5 majors, you're an all-time great golfer, but in the relative to Tiger Woods, you're not even close.
I do think that I have gotten to the point where, as I mentioned earlier, I think for me the greats have to just have a stranglehold on the sport, and that's unfair. But I expect, like, you know, Scotty Scheffler, that run that he was on where he's just like top 5 literally every single tournament he's in. I think that if you're one of the greats, then why don't you just simply play great golf every time you go out there? Which doesn't make any sense, but that's because I watched Tiger Woods do it forever, and Tiger Woods was just Tiger's just going to win this major, he's going to win that next major, he's going to win that next, and so yes, I think Ebo.
Well,
yeah,
6 is special. 6 is way up there.
Yeah,
but 6 doesn't even sound like that much.
It doesn't compared
But
to 18 for Nicklaus and 15 for Woods.
But it's a fuck ton of majors.
if you got 2, that's a fuck ton.
Yeah. If you win 1, I imagine like the course you played growing up at, like, just fucking renames the course after you, and you know, like, you put your big ass picture, and they're like, this is the guy who won the 79 Open or whatever, and they make it a big deal. Like, 1 would be. Most guys, there are a lot of good players that never win 1, right?
Oh yeah,
and
Ricky Fowler's never going to win 1.
Yeah, and I realize I don't know who's won what is what I kind of.
Arnold Palmer has seven majors.
Arnold Palmer has 7. How many does like Bryson have? Like 4?
Bryson,
I feel like he would have.
Bryson is 2. He has 2 U.S.
two?
Opens. He won the U.S. Open last year, and then
I have inflation. I have major inflation.
You have a little deflation too.
Or what? Yeah,
your inflation's all off.
I'm bumping up the numbers on everybody.
I'll say
bumping up everybody's numbers.
You say a golfer.
I'll say a golfer. You tell me all-time great or not.
Okay.
Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Scotty Scheffler.
No question about it. He's got
3,
6,
5,
2,
3.
He's got 2.
2 Masters. He just won the 2 Masters.
Yeah.
He's won 2 majors.
John Rahm.
Scotty Scheffler's won 2 majors.
Yes.
I thought.
John Rahm
17.
You could have just as easily told me Scotty Scheffler's won 12 majors, and I would have just kept the conversation.
John Rahm's at 2.
John Rahm is 2. Is he an all-time great golfer?
Of course he is.
He's on the way. He's a generationally. He's good for his generation. I don't know if he's all-time great.
John Rahm.
John Rahm.
Yeah, it's John Rahm right there.
Ball right there. John Rahm.
Who?
It's just John Rahm.
12 majors.
Who
John
did
Rahm.
sign that?
Who's?
It was John Rahm.
Wait, that's not John Rahm.
Right, that's John Rahm.
Rahm.
Who signed this John Rahm?
John.
Who?
John Rahm.
Nah,
You John Rahm this ball?
we'll peel the curtain back a little bit. We wanted to surprise you. That's actually just Blutman. Blutman wrote that.
Blutman wrote John Rahm.
You guys are belittling the John Rahm signed ball.
Blutman also threw that like a grenade
Yeah,
in honor of John Morant.
yeah. He came in and he had that ball.
Would you guys like all go on vacation together or what? Where was this happening?
Happened on the show.
On this show?
On this show, this very show.
When I was in San Antonio.
You did OJ Day with us?
Yeah, we could get into it.
You guys did shows while we were gone?
Yeah.
He,
Yeah, we did.
Connor sat there. Ebo sat here. I saw it. It was on. It was on. film. It was on TV.
We were joking when we said you guys
Right.
should do that. That was a joke.
We took the migrophones with us. When did you even get microphones?
Did TJ not push us live? Was he in on the joke?
TJ. good answer.
Wait a second.
Damn good answer, TJ.
You did OJ Day without us?
We could get into
Why
it.
don't you do OJ? We are getting into it.
We're talking about the Masters.
It was the anniversary.
John Rahm.
Anniversary or what?
His death.
Yeah, it was the anniversary.
Which was
Yeah,
the
there's
day that
only-
we said.
And
we
there
were
are
gonna do it.
only 26 anniversaries every year revolving around OJ.
There's a lot of OJ
If you
anniversaries.
didn't do it then, you'd have to wait until next week, which was the anniversary of the verdict, or the week after, which is the
I
anniversary.
think the murder's coming up.
The murder's coming up.
That's in June.
Yeah, the murder's coming up quick.
Those three guys also going back to this all-time great golfers. Yes, I was three.
I think John Rahm's on his way.
But then like you have a bunch of other guys with two. Like Bubba Watson has two Masters. Zach Johnson has two. Dustin Johnson has two. And Colin Morikawa has two. Justin Thomas has two. Are those guys also all-time great golfers to you?
No.
Dustin Johnson has 2 major wins.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true.
What would you have said? 5?
I got to go home and just read about who's got what. I need to just
I
study
can do
golf
this. Give me a name.
trophy cases.
And if they're all-time great?
Yeah, no, give me a name. And I'll tell you how many majors I got.
All right. Gonna scroll on that. Here we go. Byron Nelson.
Oh, that's okay. So he's 9.
He's got 5.
5. Okay.
Brooks Koepka.
5.
He's got 5. I'm trying to find like modern. Ernie Els.
4.
4 is correct. Tom Watson.
7.
8.
Close.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, Connor, you go. I want to see. We got to calibrate everyone's major
Phil Mickelson.
6.
major brain in here. Go ahead, Connor.
4.
6.
Okay.
I couldn't.
Vijay Singh.
20.
AJ Singh has 120.
How many
20 major
episodes of
BJ Singh 3.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Connor?
Oh God. 182.
What?
That's
That's a worse guess than what Frank did.
How much? Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said 8,000.
Yeah, well, it wasn't going to be that much. I don't know. 182 I thought was pretty reasonable. What was it?
For a show that was on 30
It's
years.
on forever.
Oh, I didn't realize it was on for 30 years. Okay, then I'll do 494.
I think
Connor, what do you know about that happened before you were born?
Not much.
Know anything?
Not much.
Star Wars prequel.
Star Wars,
I
yeah.
know 1977.
Star Wars.
That's
Pretty much it.
Yeah, really, I don't know a whole lot about before I was born. I like to live in the moment.
Because I got to be honest, there was a lot, and we're back on it now. The OJ thing. There's a lot about the OJ show that drove me crazy. But as I was watching it, the thing that like stuck with me the most and just enraged me, and I had to like go on a little bit of a walk and take a deep breath, was your big conclusion. First of all, you didn't even give a conclusion.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Secondly, your big conclusion was like, oh wow, this was kind of an interesting case. Like I kind of, it's like I'd heard a lot about it, but like, you know, I'm gonna go home and read some more. This,
Yeah, I did.
this was really
It
interesting.
was a book report. Yeah.
Connor.
As though this is the first time you had ever heard of O.J. Simpson. Was
Literally
brought her up on the show.
every single detail about the case, aside from the glove, which we had talked about on the show before, I had zero clue about.
Connor, did
Hey,
O.J. Simpson kill Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman?
I still have to do more research.
No, you don't.
I think though overall there are a lot of people I think who are like, oh, he didn't include this, he didn't include this. Like I could have done a 2-hour show.
Ebo.
Still, there would have been stuff not included.
Did
I was
O.J.
trying to make it
Simpson
quick
murder
and concise.
Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman?
just going back to the show, Brandon. I know you didn't watch. I said yes. We started the show 5 minutes in the show. I said yes.
Mark Titus. Did O.J. Simpson murder Nicole Brown
He
Simpson?
did. He did.
Yeah,
He
Ronald
murdered.
Goldman.
He
Both of them.
He killed them both.
Yeah.
Yes. He stabbed them. both
To death.
to death. It was pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
And then
Then he ran.
did a really poor job of covering it up, and
Yeah.
and yet the trial was a
Circus.
clusterfuck
Mm-hmm.
from the prosecution, and thus he was not convicted of the crime he was accused of. There's you couldn't come up with that. You couldn't.
Couldn't get there, huh? Couldn't quite get there?
Well, it was a weird predicament I was in where I was like, trying to. I also didn't know if it would be like offensive what we were doing or anything like
You're
that.
trying to make this your thing forever? You're just the guy that's on the fence about O.J.?
Yeah.
No.
You're the one. You're like the one undecided voter every election. Like when the whole country's just split in half, and you're like, what was the guy's name? Ken Bone.
Yeah.
Ken Bone.
The
yeah.
fucking. He's like, I don't know. I need to hear. Like Ken, the election's tomorrow, and he's like, I'm still collecting the facts.
Yeah.
Don't really know about these people.
But I am really interested in it now, and I'm gonna be absolutely soaking in.
I don't know. There's not a lot out there on it.
Because like all the documentaries, all the TV
Yeah, I don't know
shows,
why that
whatever.
pisses me off when he says that. When he's just like, now I'm kind of interested in this.
Yeah, it did pique my
It was
interest.
literally the biggest.
The rest of us have
cultural-
been trying to
Yeah.
escape it
Yeah.
for 30 years.
I just
You guys,
yeah,
you guys get a load of this shit? This is like pretty juicy. This is like a juicy story.
TJ, did you ever move off no?
I moved to maybe at the end, I think.
Okay.
After the round, Bryson DeChambeau was talking to the media, and they said, "Hey, how was Rory feeling?" Or something. I don't know what the stupid ass question was, but he's like, "I don't really know how Rory was feeling. He didn't talk to me. Didn't talk to me one time. We did not talk on the course." What say you, Mark Titus? Two golfers locked in battle for the Masters in the final group. One refusing to speak to the other. Is that fair or not as fair?
I didn't realize they were supposed to talk that much. I thought that's supposed to be
I think it's
they're
not,
supposed to be really chummy.
it's only a story if they talked constantly or they didn't talk at
Yeah.
all.
What's the appropriate level of talking? Just say good shot to your other guy? 'Cause I wouldn't even say good shot. I don't know. I'm trying to beat you. I don't want you to get your confidence going.
I think after you drive the ball in the first tee, you should at least walk together and be like walking and maybe even pretending to talk. But just you got to have that visual of you walking together.
I think the first shot, if you and I were playing together,
Yeah.
and we're both trying to win the championship, Brandon, you tee off.
Yeah,
I would say if you hit the fairway, I would just be like, good shot.
yeah,
That's about all I'd say.
yeah.
Um,
What if I?
Then I would go, or like, whatever the scenario. Then I would hit my shot. Hopefully you would return the favor. You'd be like, good shot.
Yeah.
And then I'd say, good luck out there. And that's probably all I'd say the whole round.
All right. Yeah, that's fine with me.
That's probably the only other circumstance might be if there's just like, I don't know, some chaos on the course that you want to point out.
Or
Be like,
titties.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. What if,
Take a get a good look at those, Bryson. I might say that to
what
him.
if Bryson said, "Yeah, we didn't talk at all except on number 7.
Number
We saw
7
a
was
huge pair of
huge.
cans."
Huge set of jugs on 7, and Rory came over and he actually didn't say anything. He just kind of pointed with his eyebrows.
And
kind of.
I knew. Yeah.
Yeah, we all knew. And other than that, yeah, we were both locked in. No, I didn't realize that golfers talk that much.
I think some do, some don't. It doesn't matter to me. I think it's just a talking point that people want to absolutely, break down and look at. Whatever, not a big deal to me. Let's see. I had many notes.
Yeah, give me all your master's notes, man. How was the parking situation? Do you have to park far from the course?
Listen,
You have to.
listen, man. We get there Wednesday night about 7 o'clock, right before dark, and we say let's ride by the course. Okay, so we rode by the course. There's gigantic parking lot. It's parking for days, and you think it's going to fill up. We got there at 7:30 both days, and both days we left the hotel 1.8 miles away, drove straight there. Took us about 10 minutes. Drove right in, parked, easy peasy.
Unbelievable.
Not a problem. The efficiency, they need to run the government. Whoever runs the Masters needs to run the government.
Why? Yeah. Why don't other sporting events to take a page out of the Masters book?
I don't know. And if you would walk somewhere and you say, "Oh, there's a line to that bathroom," it's going to go like that. Everything is perfect.
So here's the philosophical question, Brandon. And maybe you're not ready for this on a Monday morning. Maybe we don't have the brain capacity in this room to answer it, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway.
Sure.
Does all of this stuff make the Masters what it is, or does the Masters make all of this stuff work? Is the Masters held in such regard, and we all do? I've never even been, and
I think it
respect
is
the
the
fuck out
most
of it.
professionally run organization in America. And I think the course is, and I know you see it on TV, but it is the immaculate way it is presented on TV is the way it is in person. There is not a blade of grass out of place on the entire property. There's not a blade of grass out of place. I don't know if there's a bug on the property. I was looking for some, didn't see any. There's just nothing. It is manicured down to a T. It is a huge piece of property that is absolutely every minute detail about Augusta is taken care of to the nth degree. It's perfect.
So I guess the question is this: like, if Northern Illinois football, say, was like, we're just gonna have like a brand refresh, and you know what we're going to do? We're just gonna make the Masters, but at our football games, and we're gonna be known as the program that like you can't bring your phones into the games.
Okay.
Concessions are
$1.50.
are $1.50.
Uh-huh.
The cleanest bathrooms in the game.
Yeah.
Perfectly manicured football field. Everything is just pristine. Do you think the rest of us would be like, holy fucking shit, they got a hell of a program there in Northern Illinois? Or do you think the only reason the Masters can do this is because they're the Masters? Or do you think the Masters are the Masters because the Masters do this, Brandon?
Well,
That's what I'm trying to understand.
Now you got me, because if Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy and the best golfers in the world weren't coming through every April to play, what do we notice?
Yeah. I don't know.
Probably not, but they're the Masters.
But I'm sure the Masters.
The Masters are the Masters because
Do you
the
think the
Masters.
Right.
They mastered Masters before anybody else mastered Masters.
Other people are trying to master the Masters. They
can't master the Masters because the Masters has Masters. Right.
And you would think that because the Masters have mastered the Masters, you could then, if you wanted to master the Masters, you could look at the master list from the Masters.
But the Masters have already been mastered. How are you going to master the Masters when they've already been mastered by the Masters?
If you take their master list of how to make the Masters, of how to master the Masters, and you take the master list and you go apply it to your own club, you would think that you would be able to master the Masters as well using the Masters list. But nobody does that. It's only the Masters that have mastered the Masters.
Mastering the Masters does not make you a master because you're not the Masters. The Masters are the only one who have mastered the Masters, and they master because you can't just master the Masters. You have to be the Masters to master the Masters.
And that's well said. And I have to tip my cap to you because I think you said it perfectly there.
Ebo, thoughts? You seem to be...
Caitlin Clark. How is she involved?
She was there.
Was she?
I don't know. You guys like to insert Caitlin Clark into things like that.
Well, you know, it's funny because she gave an interview on the grounds of the Masters and said she enjoyed it. She was there.
Nice.
I saw, as far as my celebrity sightings, I saw Andre Iguodala.
No way. Oh, shit.
I was crossing the number 2 fairway Friday morning, and Andre Iguodala was crossing.
So if the aliens came down and they were like, Brandon, you got to take one celebrity from the Masters with you.
I would have to say Andre Iguodala because he's the only one I saw.
Do you know what he's doing?
What? No, I
understand the reference. Yeah, I set him up and he was kind of.
Oh, sorry.
I want Iguodala.
Oh, my bad. Trevor Lawrence was there. Ken Griffey Jr. was there as a photographer.
Oh, you just know that these guys are.
Yeah, I didn't see him.
You didn't see. I understand now.
Ken Griffey Jr. was there as a photographer, and if I had known that going in, I would have made it my life's mission to find him.
Is it suspicious that? But suspicious how, Mark?
What do you?
Randy Johnson and Ken Griffey Jr. are both photographers, and they're both Seattle Mariners '90s legends.
Why? We just had the Mastering the Masters. Why are we doing this many?
How? It can't be a coincidence. It can't be a coincidence that like two of the greatest baseball players of all time that played together for the same team that defined.
Maybe they both shared a love of photography. They lived in the Pacific Northwest. It's a beautiful part of the world. Vancouver was just up British Columbia is just up the road there. The state of Washington's beautiful. They probably took a couple of rides in their cars and like, man, look at Mount St. Helens. That thing is pretty. Let's take some pictures of it. Ken.
But then they don't just take the pictures. Now they're getting credentialed to go to sporting.
I didn't know Randy Johnson was a credentialed photographer. Is he?
Yeah,
he is.
Ken Griffey Jr.
He's been for a while now.
Randy
Johnson has, yeah.
But
I'm sniffing Kizzy on this, but I don't know
both
how.
sports
I don't know what type
No.
of Kizzy I'm sniffing. I can't connect the dots. What does it mean?
Randy Johnson does everything. Also, look at his logo. It's a dead bird. Really funny. But you can see his photos. Can you see Ken Griffey's photos?
I don't know.
What are you saying? Are you accusing Ken?
I don't know.
Hold on. I don't let TJ speak for himself. Let TJ speak for himself.
If you look up Ken Griffey photography, there isn't like a splash page.
Are you accusing Ken Griffey Jr. of being a fake photographer?
No, I'm accusing him of being a personal photographer
God.
using his influence to get a free ticket to the match.
I figured it out.
Where's his picture?
I think I figured it out. Ken Griffey Jr. is a backwards hat guy.
Why would Ken Griffey Jr. need a free ticket to the Masters? He's Ken Griffey Jr.
All right, I found him.
I figured it out. Ken Griffey Jr. is a backwards hat guy, and once you hit a certain age, I don't give a fuck, but I think a lot of society might look down on a man of a certain age who wears his hat backwards still. And
are you doing Colin Coward right now?
I'm not doing it. Colin Coward's a good example. There are a lot of men out there that will tell you once you hit 40 years old, say, you can't be wearing your hat backwards. Again, I'm not one of them. I'm just saying there are men out there that would say that. Ken Griffey Jr. thought to himself, I want to wear my hat backwards and not get shamed for it. What is the one thing I could do
That I could wear my
That
hat
I can
backwards.
wear my hat backwards.
Photographers can wear their hat backwards.
Photographers turn their hat backwards and take pictures. Look at him. That's what it is. I think it's just that simple. And I think it's just like
He simply
He's just simply
continued the backwards hat life.
this is a guy who's getting a little older and he wants to wear a hat backwards.
He
That's
spot on.
Googled jobs where you can wear your hat
yeah,
backwards.
I think that's what it was.
Spot on.
It's just like I want to continue wearing a hat backwards, but I don't want people to be like, Ken, you're too old for that.
And it was either that or podcast producer.
That's pretty much it.
But he was there. I never saw him. But anyway, great.
That does seem like a fun. I mean, that does seem like a fun middle age. Like if you had $1 trillion dollars and you're a legend
Yeah.
of sports and all that, and you just wanted something to do.
There comes
Why not be a photographer?
I'm at the age now. There comes an age in a man's life where he just wants to take pictures. I want to do it right now. I just want to take pictures of birds on my lake, and these guys are able
Yeah.
to. They got the means.
Maybe
to,
yeah, it's probably just that simple. But until there's another, I need another athlete who's a photographer that wasn't on the '90s Mariners.
There
That's what
is
I need.
Jay Buhner. Oh, he's on the Mariners.
So I'm looking into this.
I need one more athlete.
You can buy Ken Griffey Jr.'s images through Getty. Like he works for Getty, so he takes picture, uploads it.
Oh, so he's not in it for. He's got a paying job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Randy Johnson's doing it freelance.
Correct. Yeah, I'm looking at like the Getty page, and there's like a bunch of pictures from like the tournament that he took. They're actually pretty cool shots.
All right, this is Experiencing Africa
So he's making
series
a
by
profit off of it.
yeah Randy Johnson here. All right, little coffee table book.
All right, he's actually signing it on a coffee table.
Oh hell yeah!
All right, well,
That's a
I
great logo.
guess I'll be
Great
buying.
logo.
That logo's incredible.
Guess I'll be buying Randy Johnson's coffee table book here in a little bit.
Yeah, do you think Ken Griffey Jr. has a? I mean, he must because he's doing it. But like, do you think going to the Masters with a credential to be a photographer is a more enjoyable experience than just being Ken Griffey Jr. at the Masters?
I think this is what he wants.
That's
to
what
do.
he wants to do. Yeah, right.
yeah.
Because I'm with you. Like if you want to go to the Masters, I'm sure Ken Griffey Jr. could just
Do you
make it
think-
happen, right?
If you see him and he's got his camera and you go up and say, Ken Griffey Jr., hey, big fan, man. You were an incredible player. He's like, I'm the photographer right now.
I'm working.
No,
I'm
working.
not.
Yeah, please.
He doesn't seem like that kind of guy. He seems like a cool guy. I guess if you turn your hat backwards, you let him know you're
Sure,
one
yeah.
of them. And
Do they allow that at Augusta? Hat
backwards? Oh, I wouldn't
Did you
dare
see
try.
anybody
I
with a
wore
hat
I wore a hat.
Really?
Yeah, I wore my Mississippi State hat.
Because that does feel like a place where you wouldn't be allowed to wear your hat
I
backwards. But
believe-
Ken Griffey Jr.
I didn't see any backwards hats.
You can.
I believe you can't.
You cannot.
I can't imagine that you can.
Unless you're Ken Griffey Jr. taking pictures. See.
I don't.
Might
There
be.
was a picture of him taking
think
pictures. I don't know if his hat was
I
backwards.
think I might. Be.
His hat is. I got a picture of him with his hat backwards right here.
At the Masters?
Yep,
Okay.
Nike hat.
Again, photographers can do it.
I think I might be onto something.
What?
Bubka reveals.
What's Bubka doing?
Are people getting drunk at the Masters?
Oh yeah, they're drinking beer.
Like,
I don't know
like
how.
a classy drunk though, right?
Yeah,
Like not the
yeah.
waste man.
I don't think there's.
not the hoot and holler. Right?
I don't think there's people vomiting in trash cans
Yeah.
at the Masters. I waited till I got back to the hotel.
Who was the guy who pissed in the creek?
Oh, that I saw that.
Really?
We were on that hole at that time, and we were up in the bleachers. They was on 13. It was the amateur that played with Scotty and Justin Thomas, Ballister, and he also got. People were just.
What was the start? He like actually pissed in the creek. Like you could hear
People
the,
were
like-
absolutely old man in the shit out of this guy because he showed up in one of those hats with upside down letters.
yeah.
Said Arizona State, and they're like, "Look at this guy. Doesn't even have the respect. Look, he's wearing upside down letters at Augusta. You can't do that.
That was bad.
How's that bad?
We talked about it on the show. That you can't do that.
Why?
I agree. You can't do that.
Why not?
You can't because you can't do that. You've been there.
I've been there, but
Would you
Can't
do
do
that?
that?
Would you have proudly walked around the grounds?
what
as
does
a
it matter?
patron?
What does it matter if the?
Can't do that.
What does it matter if your hat? Your
Wait,
What are you gonna start wearing your pants on your torso?
Yeah. What do we just say?
Fucking.
Hey, you let
So-
a guy do that. And then
Yeah.
all
so
hell
they're coming up 13, and he goes down in the creek, and we're thinking, is he looking for a ball? And he goes by himself. He doesn't bring his caddy, and he's just standing there, and then he just gives you can hide peeing for a while. You can be like, you can do this, you can do this. And I've done it before at the house. I'll be like, oh, what's up there? And I'm just peeing. I'm
Yeah.
like, what's up on that wall? But at some point, you got to go. Whoop.
Yeah, you got to zip it back.
You got to
up.
zip it back, and then that's a dead giveaway.
So was he actually? Was it?
Yeah, he peed in the creek.
into the creek?
He peed in the creek. Yeah.
It wasn't like next to the creek and it trickled in.
TJ, look up.
Pissed in the creek because
Look up
I
pee
thought that was
masters.
interesting. Why you just pee on a tree? Don't you?
There's places for them to pee.
People piss in creeks.
There's also little bathrooms for, let's say, players only.
Did you go use one of those?
I didn't, but
Connor, you and I probably would have, right?
Shit.
it's players.
What's up, play?
Shit.
Turn your hat backwards, walk in.
Yeah. Shit.
Shit.
TJ, you should look up P Master.
Again, I'd like to talk.
What's P Masters?
I'd like to talk.
We were
more.
talking about this. I went into Twitter to look for the clip of him talking, looked up P Masters to find the story. The third tweet was a man peeing into a woman's gaped asshole.
No,
It was.
no, we're not talking about that
Big
right
Cat
now.
was standing behind me.
We're not
He
talking.
was on
Who?
the
Big
show.
Cat was?
And he was like, "Are you watching porn right now?" And then it was a whole thing.
Okay, all right. I got to talk more about the bathrooms.
Mm-hmm.
With your feet up.
Yeah. I'm right now. I'm telling a story.
'Kay.
So so you got the holes, right? Got the holes.
These are permanent bathrooms. These are not.
Mark.
These are not.
Mark,
these
there
are
are like these alcoves within Augusta that you would never know they were there. You never see a bathroom. You never see a concession stand on TV. You would never know they were there. And then there'll be like arrows pointing concessions bathrooms this way. And you walk through. It's like a nature preserve.
Mm-hmm.
You walk through these sidewalks. You feel like you're almost at a zoo. It's these walkways that go connect all the. And you walk through. And then there's these thatched wooden buildings with concessions and bathrooms and everything. And it's just, you get back there and everybody's just kind of got their standing tables and they're standing there, they're eating their pimento and cheese, and you think, I'm at one of the best parks in the world. We're out here enjoying the sunshine. And then, bam, you put your stuff up, you walk down one more little alcove, and there's number 2 green. It's fucking crazy. It's the best. I love it. I'm going again next year. And you're going with me.
Me?
You're going with me.
You're just saying that to the whole world.
Saying that to the whole world.
Yeah. I would love to go. Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Connor?
Love to go. How did? So there aren't that many people that go. Is that another appeal of it? Is that they limit the crowds and yeah, so it feels manageable.
Not that many people. Yeah. It's a manageable event.
Too much walking, too much.
A lot of walking.
A lot of walking. I went to the U.S. Open in L.A. a couple years ago.
A lot of walking.
And had a good time. But yeah, you're just like I'm just walking. And then they had a whole section where it was just all the big ass screen. Like right when you first walk in, before you're like really into the course, they had like a big ass screen and a bunch of chairs, and you could like watch the thing. And it was next to the merch stand and all that. I probably spent more time just hanging out there.
Well,
just got a drink and sat there and watched it on TV, and then I thought I might as well just go home, right?
the one issue you have,
If I'm gonna watch it on TV.
the one issue you
That's
have
cool.
is without phones, you don't really know what's happening. You don't really know who's scoring what and everything. They have leaderboards that have like the top 6 or 7 or 10.
Yeah.
But past that, if somebody's making a run, you don't have.
But I guess
clue.
that goes back to what I was asking earlier. Do you think like if other places put this in, you would like it, or is it just like you know what, Masters, I'll do this for you.
Yeah.
I'll do this for you. But I swear to God, if I go to
no, because somebody else.
Iowa volleyball game and they tell me no phones, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. You know.
If somebody else does it, particularly a golf tournament, somebody else is like no phones, only manual scoreboards. We're gonna be like, look at trying to be the Masters.
Masters, yeah.
You can't.
But you didn't mind it while you were there though.
No, it was a cost of doing business. I was like,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
okay, I will do whatever you say, Augusta National. Whatever you say, I will do.
Yeah.
So do you have to drive? Like, because if you don't have a phone, you can't call an Uber.
So they have you could check your phone
Oh.
at the check stand, so you can have it. They do have an Uber or rideshare lot, so you could Uber, but it was better to just drive because the parking is so ample and so abundant.
This is a serious question. Is there like a class system of patrons where like
VIP.
No,
like as you're there, you're like looking up in the skybox and you're like, look at those. They
The
said
elites. Yeah.
they said no drinking on hole number 6, but those fuckers up there in the skybox look like they're having a good time with their wine.
not a bit.
I like that.
Once you get in there, we're all the same, brother.
We're all God's children.
We're all the same.
Augusta.
Except for me, of course, I was getting recognized constantly. Oh my God, I was embarrassed. It was happening so much and so often. I was like, Joey, just go on without me, man. Nobody knows who you are. Everybody knows who I am. Just
That big pencil guy.
no, the big pencil died. It's dead.
So if you could like craft like a, I kind of want, I don't know. I want you to like put all your thoughts into like one, I don't know, like a short form text sort of thing. Like if you could just like craft, like set the scene for me of what the Masters was. If you could just like take like trying to think of what I mean by that, because there's a lot to say.
You asked me to
but
write
I
a
want,
book?
Like
You asked me to write a book?
That's too long.
You asked me to write a text message in.
Yeah, just sort of sum it up, and like for those of us that weren't there, if we were to read what you've typed out.
You're asking me to write an essay.
No, essay's too long. More of just like a succinct, to the point, like almost you don't even need to use proper sentence structure. Just kind of like
That I can send
a couple words and then put a period.
that I can send to you and you can read, or that everybody can read.
Well, I mean, I'm the only one that I care about, obviously,
Right.
but I'm sure the rest of the world would love to read it too. So maybe there's a world where like you could send this out to everybody.
TJ, could you look into something on the internet where I can put words into a page and people could look at it?
I don't think that's possible. No.
That sounds silly. It did sound silly, Mark, once I said it.
Mm-hmm.
Then what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm sorry. Bad idea. Never mind. We can move on.
You should wax poetic for a second.
Yeah.
Like, make it feel like we just won World War III when describing your time in Augusta, Georgia.
The year was 1979. The month was April. It was rainy. My pregnant mother went to the hospital. Floods prevented her from getting back home because the bridge was out. She had me, a child, 13 pounds and 19 ounces. I came into the world like a wrecking ball. And there I was, young, strong, ugly. And I would live my life in Mississippi for some 39 years, here or there. Eventually I would get hired at Barstool, where I would move to New York, then Chicago. Why am I telling you all this, Mark? Because all of these machinations and movements led me to receiving Masters tickets last week for the third time. First time I could go, because the first 2 years I had to play mini golf, because that's somehow fucking important. And yet, finally, in the year of our Lord 2025, I was able to make my dream come true, and I made my way to Augusta, Georgia. I flew into Atlanta with my great, dear personal friend, Joey Avery, comedian, blogger, podcaster, savant, knower of fine wines. We stayed at the Comfort Inn Suites, about a mile from the gates of Augusta, Georgia. We got there, having paid $700 a night for our $65 rooms. When we got there, they said, "Hey, we juiced your prices up. You want a beer?" They gave us 2 beers, 2 only. And they also cut up a Subway sandwich in 8 parts and said supper was free that night. We ended up leaving and going to California Dreamin', a restaurant that was neither a dream nor in California. Had a ribeye. It's delicious. But you guys probably want to know about the Masters, and I'm about to tell you. On Thursday morning, April 9th, 2025, Joey and I woke up. We got in our GMC Yukon fresh from the Atlanta airport. Drove down Washington Street or Avenue or Boulevard. Shit, I don't remember. We pulled into the grounds of Augusta National. And we got out and we walked about a quarter mile. That's where we waited in line with everybody else who was trying to get in. And then they shuffled us to the right into a different group. And we waited again. And we eventually walked in. When we walked straight to the concession stand, where I started my morning with a pimento and cheese sandwich at 7:45. A pimento cheese sandwich and a clear sports drink at 7:45 in the morning. Pimento and cheese was very, very, very good. Only cost $1.50. Also had a chicken biscuit. Chicken was a little dry, but they had hot sauce, so we put hot sauce on it. After that, we walked up to the number 2 green, where we watched Mike Weir and we watched Mike Weir and a couple of other golfers. Their names not nearly as memorable. They came up number 2. Watched a couple of groups there, including Justin Rose. Saw Justin Rose early on Thursday morning. After the number 2 green, we we walked over to number 8 green, which we sat in the bleachers right behind 8, a par 5 with a bunch of humps. Some lovely lady lumps. We sat there and watched about an hour. I began to get hot, so we went to the concession stand where I had 3 pimento cheese sandwiches and a clear sports drink. After that, we wandered back onto the course. There's a sitting area on number 6, which is a par 3 with a giant hill where they tee off. But you can sit underneath where they tee off on the hill watching the green, watching 6 green and number 16. Sat there for 2 hours watching Rory, Bryson, Scotty, Sahith, watching all the greats. After that, we went to the concession stand. I had a clear sports drink, 3 pimento and cheese sandwiches, and a chicken salad sandwich. Do not sleep on the chicken salad sandwich at Augusta. I dare you. After that, I began to get a little tummy ache. So I sat for a while. I talked to a lady from Miami who runs a Chick-fil-A. Fascinated about the business. Grilled her for a while. She told me, well, it's only a $10,000 buy-in, and we talked about the logistics. Anyway, I've just bought a piece of property in West Point, Mississippi, to put my back to the Masters. I don't know. We went to 13 again. Saw some Amen Corner. Saw the guy pee in the creek. I never peed on the grounds. At least I peed in the bathrooms. I never peed on the grounds. There were a couple times where you thought maybe I can get away with it, but you wouldn't dare because your piss doesn't need to hit the ground at Augusta. I sat not bare-assed. I was wearing pants, but I sat without a chair on the ground next to a pine tree, and I was thumbing through the pine straw, and I thought, what if I stole a handful of this pine straw? Would that be a good souvenir? And I said, no, dummy, that's just pine straw. So I put it down, patted it back in its place. Did I keep going?
All right, that was good.
Okay, all right.
That was good. That was good.
I was just kind of hoping for a Dan Rappaport tweet, but
Yeah, that was.
That was.
that was good too.
Could we do some Dan Rappaport tweets? Were you paying attention to Dan Rappaport's tweets yesterday?
Yeah, I was.
Not.
That's why I brought up.
Oh, that's all you wanted was.
That's all we all wanted, right?
That's what we were thinking.
This whole morning in the group chat was all about.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
But that was good. That was damn good.
I wasn't paying attention to the group chat.
One man, one golf tournament, 2 tickets.
The journey to Augusta.
The journey to Augusta. Mm-hmm. The burden of a lifetime.
The way Rory McIlroy just slayed his white whale is a microcosm for his career. Jaw-dropping natural ability, exhilarating runs of genius, torturous setbacks, and he just keeps coming back. Is this like a war movie?
Can I edit this, by the way? And he just keeps coming back, needs more periods. And he just keeps coming back.
Okay.
That's
period
what
after every.
I think.
A Masters champion, the career Grand Slam, the greatest player of his generation.
Did he?
I don't know about that part.
That's
Did
bold.
he bolded that?
Yeah, that's bold.
Hey, listen. If there's a place to do it, it's Augusta, right? I guess.
Yeah.
So, but
he was.
But Dan has a way with.
I fear that people, when we read his tweets after a big golf tournament, people think we're making fun of him. I 100% am not.
I could read these all day.
I fucking love his sincere tweets about golf.
Every time he tweets about golf, I think like I should have been paying more attention to to golf. I should have. Like I thought, I really do. I'm like I threw it on TV. I'm taking a nap on the couch, popping in and out, going outside here, whatever. And then I read his tweets and I'm like, why was I not locked in on every shot? This was the fate of the world was in every one of these shots. What was I doing?
This is way important than I gave.
Way more important, yeah. Shit. That's awesome.
All right.
Golf lends itself to that. I don't think you can do that with any other sport. Baseball writers try, but it doesn't work the same. I think it's got to be golf. Golf's the only one that could do it.
Can I tell you about Icon Pass?
Please do.
Your Icon Pass is more than a pass. It's a direct line to joy. Claim your pass to 60-plus destinations worldwide before prices go up and promotions end April 17th. And if I'm correct, April 17th is what, Thursday? Starting at just $259 for adults, these are the lowest prices of the 25-26 season. They end April 17th. Plus, claim your season for as low as $0 down and 0% APR. Terms apply. Want even more joy for less? Families save up to $200 on child passes. Renewing pass holders save up to $100. More adventure, more savings, more of everything. that makes winter great. Of course, this is the past where you can go skiing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we've been clear about that. Grab your season of joy now at iconpass.com. That's IKON pass.com. Your season of joy awaits at Icon Pass.
You can also snowboard.
Oh, you could snowboard. Sure. You could also probably just stand on the mountain at some point.
Yeah.
If you want to go to the ski lodge and just drink beers, you could probably do that.
I'm sure you could.
Après ski.
Après ski.
Apron.
Right. Après ski. All right. You got anything else on the Masters, Brandon?
Oh.
It's 10:58.
Georgia.
I mean, you did legit 10 minutes.
I thought it's 10:58. I thought we were going to do 30 minutes on the Masters. Then
No, dude, I'm letting you stretch your legs.
I think I've legitimately got used to no phone life. I threw my phone down there. I haven't even looked at it.
It's good, right?
You recorded an
Maybe I'm-
entire
good, right?
audio book right there.
Maybe I'm a no phone guy.
You'd probably benefit from that.
Yeah.
How long do you think you could go without?
I mean, I went 2 full days without him and was fine. I could go 8 to 5 every day. I think without it, I would need it after that.
Yeah, 8. Like when
A work day. I go. Work
you
day.
go work days. What you're saying.
Yeah.
But like ordering your lunch, like I think there's stuff that you're not considering.
As long as there's a stand nearby with $1.50 pimento and cheese sandwiches, I'm
Right.
fine.
It's a good
Right.
point. We probably
Love
should
that.
have one of those here.
Why don't we make this office
The
Augusta
Masters?
National? Yeah.
You guys just don't. Y'all don't get it. Y'all are acting like you get it, but you don't get it.
I fucking love a good restroom at a sporting event. By the way, I love it. Can't get enough.
There was a guy. There was an old man. in
Love a
there
good restroom.
who was running the bathrooms, and he was saying, "You get 2 shakes in a zip, gentlemen. 2 shakes in a zip." And he was getting everybody out of there.
Incredible.
Just shake it off
Shakes
and go.
zip. Yeah, I think a bathroom makes or breaks a sporting event.
Huge. I'm gonna say there were every bathroom had I'm saying 50 urinals and another 50 toilets. Unbelievable.
Do they have anything in the urinal to piss at? Like any?
They were all
smell good?
perfect. I don't know if you didn't have like a urinal cake, but you had the round thing that was there. It was all.
I don't
all
necessarily need the urinal cake. I know where I'm pointing. I know where to piss.
Yeah, everything was good.
I know where I'm shooting that thing. Right, Connor?
You get some redirect off the urinal cake sometimes too.
Yeah.
And I don't like that at all.
That's not redirect. That's bounce back. You're confusing redirect with bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
Redirect.
I get piss on my leg sometimes from a urinal cake. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, that's bounce back.
Okay.
He was trying to.
I think that's more about the shape.
Connor was trying to say it in a more elegant way because he's just in the Masters spirit.
Yeah.
But he's basically like
Patron fan.
I piss on my leg.
Oh, I got a couple of other things. They're not fans, they're patrons,
Yeah.
right? Bleachers are not bleachers. They're observation stands.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was really
And that's
the
very.
only other one I had. I don't know why I brought that up.
Is there a dark side to like?
No.
Like
no.
if you call them bleachers, they're just like, sir. And then they take you behind the woodshed and just beat the fuck out of you
No,
and have you return to the.
they wouldn't do that. Not my
I'm
masters.
sure there is.
Not my masters, buddy.
I'm sure there probably is a dark side. But.
Nico Iamaleava.
Nico, I'm gonna leave this program.
I have several thoughts I have saved for this show about this. A lot of so Nico was given a big deal NIL to sign out of high school with Tennessee, redshirted a year, and then played last year. Led him to the playoff. I say led him to the playoff. He was the quarterback while they went to the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
They went 10-2. They lost to Ohio State. He was never really very good. He kind of held them back a little bit. Anyway, so come to the spring, he holds out. He wants more money before he goes out and plays in the spring game. Tennessee calls his bluff, said, "Nuh-uh, get the fuck out of here. We're not giving you more money." So he's now gone, and that's how that relationship has ended. I feel like a lot of people are hitting the first point I'm going to make without hitting any of the others. Tennessee is absolutely right in their stance that, if you're going to get to our spring game, then you're going to just hold out for more money. We're going to end the relationship right here. Get out of here. They're right to walk away from this young man. They're right to say, we had a deal. You're trying to up the deal despite having played pretty poorly. We're not going to do that. Mm-hmm. Get out of here. Now, I think when people praise Tennessee and praise Josh Heupel for putting their foot down here and saying you got to stand up to these players that would do this, you're ignoring some mistakes Tennessee made in the lead up to this. Tennessee's the one that gave this unproven high school quarterback a huge sum of money.
They set the market for him.
They set the market for him.
Yeah.
They gave him an $8 million deal, or it was reported to be $8 million when he signed. They gave him an $8 million deal, and they were very proud of that fact, that they went out and got a 5-star quarterback who was going to change the program. They went out and paid that money, and they got him. But when you pay that money to an unproven guy who's never played a down of college football with a dad whose hand is out, whose hand was out the entire time, it is you're buying an asset that might turn out to be a bad asset. They bought a shitty asset. They bought a shitty cornerstone to their program, and now they're paying the price for it. So I don't think them standing up to it is as much about them standing up for the novelty and nobility of college football as it is just them getting out of a bad deal that they made in the first
buyer's
place.
remorse. Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, I just think they bought a shitty quarterback with a shitty dad who did a shitty thing, and now they're getting out of it. They're right to get out of it, but they are the ones that got themselves into it in the first place.
Right.
There's a third thing here. Anybody who's pointing to this moment, Nico and Tennessee divorce, as something that, well, now something has to be done about this transfer portal stuff and this NIL stuff. Now you got players that won't even play in the spring game. Something's got to be done. This is a huge moment right here. No, it's not. This isn't stopping anything. This isn't stopping the next quarterback from getting the next deal from the next program. It's just you have to have a quarterback. You have to invest. It's going to keep going. 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 We will have another Nico next year. We'll have 2 Nicos after that. We'll have 3 Nicos after that. Why? Because there is not one leader in college football that is going to say, this system isn't working when something like this can happen.
Yeah.
So this is not a watershed moment. This is not an exposing the business moment. This is not an anything moment. This is simply another in a long line of moments that a broken system will
I think we
us.
have to see what happens with Nico first before you can make any broad conclusions about this, right? Like if he goes somewhere and does pan out and has a Heisman-type season or whatever he thinks might happen in his brain or somewhere, how much money does he want? I wasn't really saying. $4 million?
I don't know.
Something
Yeah,
like
I think he want to be up to $4 million a year. I think
but if
$2 million a year.
If there's someone that's going to pay him $4 million now between now and the start of the season, and he goes there and he has a great year and he goes and it all works out for him, then maybe you do point back to this and say that, like maybe other players are going to be like, yeah, well, maybe I should do that more often, which would probably not be good. But yeah, I think. I agree with you. I think this is just a one-off thing right now, but we also don't have the data of what happens when this happens. This, we don't know what the conclusion is, because I think in a lot of people's minds, especially older people like us, Brandon, we might say, "Why would this kid do this?" You are putting the stink on yourself, where no coach, no program is going to want a guy in their locker room that behaves this way. No one wants, and yeah, I think in general, all things being equal, coaches would prefer to not have them in their locker room. But we both know there are coaches that would like a guy who has 5-star talent, whether he was as good as his potential, whether he's demonstrated he is going to be as good as what his potential was entering Tennessee. You know, that hasn't happened yet. But at the end of the day, like he's got the physical tools. He could maybe put it together. There are a lot of schools that would surely take a swing.
Oh, certainly.
But for what price? And so I guess like my conclusion is like the conclusion hasn't happened yet. We have to see what happens with Nico before we say good move, bad move from either party. You know what I mean?
Well, that's Nico's major problem right now is coming into college football as an unproven 5-star guy. You are all hope, all hype, all potential, and teams will pay a premium for that to feed the fan base and to excite the fan base and to hopefully stake your claim as to being one of the best teams in the country during his 3rd, 4th, 5th year.
Yeah.
We've seen him play now.
Yeah.
And whatever potential he had in high school, maybe it's still in there somewhere. But what I see is a guy who makes bad decisions, who is erratic throwing the ball down the field, who caused Josh Heupel to change his offense entirely. He couldn't trust the quarterback to throw the ball down the field. He couldn't trust the Hendon Hooker offense he had 3 years ago is completely gone because he just ran because he couldn't trust his quarterback to make the right decision, the right throw, and he could not do it. So now you're asking, if you're his dad, you're going out in the open market and saying, I've got this kid. He's 6'5", he's 230. He can't throw. He can't make decisions. He costs a whole lot of money. He was handed a starting job his first year in college, and he didn't do much with it. What's your offer?
Yeah, who's interested?
Right. So yeah, they might be interested, but he's not getting the $8 million deal he got at Tennessee.
Right. Yeah.
So he's walking away from a sweetheart deal thinking I'm worth more, and he's not.
But there might be a desperate middling program out there that needs the shot in the arm. There might be that. I think right now this feels like the moment where Maurice Claret said, "I'm going to the NFL draft," and and maybe there's some thought at that moment that you're like, "Oh my God, this is going to shake up everything." But then let the years play out, and you're like, "Oh, that didn't shake up anything. That just kind of Maurice Claret just kind of fucked himself a little bit."
Blutman, thoughts?
On Nico?
Yeah.
All-time loser and loser family. Just straight into the point. I think it's pathetic that we've gotten to a point in college football where the QB1 of a SEC playoff team is getting paid $2.5 million, and it's not a good enough situation for him. And he tries leaving before the Ohio State game even happens. Like, what have we done to college sports? The game that we all love is not.
But
not
it's funny, Blutman. You weren't on unnecessary roughness yet, but when Nico got the big deal as a high school senior, I think I said on that show, I was like, what's going to happen when they're playing Alabama in the fall and he won't leave the locker room unless he gets more money? We just happened to use him for the example because he was the most he was getting the biggest, most loud deal, and it ended up he came true with the example. Get to the spring game, I'm not going to go out there unless we redo my deal and all that stuff. This is and what I hate, Blutman, is it's an indictment on Nico Iamaleava as a man and a quarterback. This isn't just him. This is a greedy fucking dad, a greedy family. This is hands out. The people who don't have the talent are the ones with their hands out saying, you will go here, or you will go here, but you can't stay here because they're not giving them the money you want. Like, it's possible he's not involved in the decision at all, and that's a fucking shame.
You are correct about that. Also, what is the difference? Like, we're really pinching pennies over $2.5 million, $4 million for a guy playing college football. I think that's ludicrous. We shouldn't be going bonkers over. Yeah, it's $1.5 million. $1.5 million, sure, that is a lot of money, but it's college football. It should be a luxury that you're even getting paid that amount of money in the first place.
Now, hang on a second. Pay the players.
Yeah, pay the players,
right.
But this has gone to
Let's
a point
there.
of just absolute extremity, and it's very annoying.
No,
as a
it
college
is.
sports
It
fan.
is. Guys who, I don't know. It's tough because like, I think it should be okay to just be like guys who quit on their team or they fucking suck. And
he should lose a year of eligibility.
Like, I think you should be able to. Yeah.
Well,
I think that sentiment needs to make its way back into college sports and just be like, this is selfish and.
There's another thing. Quarterbacks especially have to be developed. They have to be in systems. They have to be developed. They have to be taught how to do things, how not to do things. And these quarterbacks, especially in that class, if you look at them, I think of the top 6 in that class, 5 have transferred already.
Yeah.
And if you will never see your potential if you do not go somewhere, get in a system, and learn every bit of that system and learn the ups and downs and go through some wars instead of bailing out the second a check doesn't hit the way you want it to hit. Like Arch Manning, and Arch Manning is a different animal entirely. Like he was just always going to Texas. He's good, whatever. But everybody else in that class, Jaden Rashada, Dante Moore, they've all transferred.
Yeah.
And you'll never, ever, 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 there's certain guys who have transferred and been great, but Jaden Daniels had 2 and 3 years at a place before he even transferred. Then he had 2 years at LSU, and it didn't pop off the first year. You got to stay, and you got to learn some things.
Yeah, you got the kids are all running away from the grind and not putting in the time and effort into becoming that special player.
But not just the kids, Blutman, it is their parents.
And their parents, yes.
Yeah.
It's so much wasted talent, and that's sad to see. And the 2025 NFL draft might be the first that we've had where it's so bad, and that's kind of an indictment on the world of college sports today where, hey, maybe it is because so many guys are just transferring and leaving early and ruining their situation, not getting to their full developed product, and that's sad. That's sad to see. Also, with the Iamaleava family, not the first time that they've done this. They did the same thing with Madden, the little brother who was committed to UCLA. They burned that bridge. They said, nope, we're going to Arkansas. Only for UCLA to be prying for Nico and Madden as a package deal since December. I think UCLA is pretty brain dead for actually wanting to do more business with that family, but what can you do?
Wow.
College sports have 0 IQ nowadays.
Were you getting a lot of shit
Well-
from the SEC burner Twitter community
Yeah.
because of your? I saw a couple viral quote tweets of your
I
tweet.
did see that.
Yeah, I just muted
And they are a great community that we should all
Huh.
continue to acknowledge for sure. I'm going to talk about game time, but before I do, Blutman, you chew on this.
Okay.
Is college football even a team sport anymore?
I chewed on that this morning.
Oh well,
On my
So
walk here.
he's already done it.
Had that
so.
for breakfast.
I did.
NBA playoffs are here, and the only place to buy hard to get playoff tickets is Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying NBA playoff tickets. Prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets to tip-off. You can save up to 60% when buying last-minute tickets. Plus, on April 22nd, for Earth Day, when you select and purchase a super deal, Game Time will plant a tree with the proceeds. How about that? What are you waiting for? Go get your NBA playoff tickets now. Take the guesswork out of buying NBA playoff tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app. Create an account and use code Mosley for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code MOSTLY. That spells Mosley for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it, Game Time?
So,
NBA playoff.
Evo, NBA playoffs. Yesterday, the NBA had its most important game of the season as the final round of the Masters was winding down and Rory was doing what he was doing. I kept seeing tweets about it. I didn't dare turn over. I never watched. But the Warriors are now in the play-in game. The Clippers, Harrison Barnes sent their ass right to the play-in game.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison Barnes is a name that if you ask, I swear, if you asked me before yesterday, I'd say, yeah, he's been retired about 3 years. He's been gone about 3 years.
Still kicking.
And he's just still kicking, still going. Hitting big shots against the Warriors.
Yes. And then yesterday, yeah.
Harrison Barnes has a career with way more big shots than you think he ought to
He's a
have.
guy that I think the streets will tell you sucks at basketball.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't. And he's been good.
Never has,
He was
yeah.
he was a number one recruit, and a lot of was he the first ever? I believe he was. I think he was the first ever freshman to be on a preseason All-American team.
Was he
college
really?
basketball history? I think it was Harrison Barnes. Yeah, and then like given that hype, I guess maybe he underperformed a little bit, but he's been a hell of a player.
Good, solid guy. Yeah.
Sneaky,
career, really.
sneaky, only 32.
Sneaky, only 32.
He's
yeah.
still got maybe 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
We almost had Warriors-Lakers in the first round, and that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
And then the Clippers won.
Sure would have been.
So what do we have in the first round, Ebo?
We have Clippers, Nuggets, Wolves, Lakers.
Could you
and
say Nuggets like
TBD.
that? Could you say Nuggets like that I'm snacking girl?
Nuggets.
Thanks. Could you do it every time?
Yeah,
Okay, thanks.
sure.
It's Clippers, Nuggets, Lakers who?
T-Wolves.
Lakers. Oh,
That's still a great series.
that's a tough one for
Phenomenal series.
They're all. I think that everything in the West is like super compelling. We talked about it on Friday. I don't think the East is compelling at all to me.
Yeah.
But the West.
you don't
is,
think
Well, I mean,
getting down to Cleveland and Boston.
Cleveland,
this
Boston.
weekend?
Yeah, Cleveland, Boston is
will be
interesting to me. Yeah.
that'll be interesting. But until then, it's kind of boring.
Like I don't actually think the Bucks have a chance.
yeah,
Knicks,
the
Pistons.
Knicks definitely don't. Oh, here we go. A nice clear playoff picture.
What company is bringing you this? I don't.
The
SoFi. Okay,
SoFi
good,
play-in
thanks.
tournament.
Okay, all right.
So the West, basically any of the top 8 could conceivably, right? Like it wouldn't. I mean, obviously the Grizzlies winning the West would be a little surprising, but it wouldn't. Would you shit your pants, Connor, if you saw that happen? Probably not, right? Would you shit your pants?
Yeah, I'd probably, that's at least diarrhea.
You diarrhea a little.
Oh, that's diarrhea.
Yeah, I don't know if
Diarrhea
I
a
would.
little
Why did you talk about diarrhea like it was the entry point to poop?
Yeah.
No,
You said
but,
at least.
yeah, I'm saying whether or not it's in a toilet or in my pants, it would at least be diarrhea.
I'm saying if you saw the Memphis Grizzlies advance to the NBA Finals,
You would have diarrhea.
How much diarrhea are we talking in your pants?
It would probably at least be just enough where I'm like pulling down my pants and hovering over the toilet seat, like just getting it
Think
out
about it, Mark.
to avoid an accident in my pants.
They'd have to beat
is
the
it?
Thunder in round 1.
Okay.
I'm just saying if they get the 8, they beat the Thunder in round 1. Then they have to what? Beat the Nuggets in round 2. They'd have to beat
Nuggets,
so many
Clippers.
great teams.
Well, I mean, once you beat the Thunder in round 1, I think you blow it wide open, and you're like, if we can beat the Thunder, we can beat anyone.
When does the diarrhea start? When they beat the Thunder, or just they have to get all the way through?
I'd feel a rumbling in my tummy, probably around once they get to the conference final.
Would you get chills? It's like you're getting chills and you're like, shit,
Oh, fuck.
dude.
I'm about to shit.
Is this for pancakes or waffles?
Oh yeah, we had to talk waffles.
Oh, that's right.
Wait,
Oh, actually-
waffles with this one?
yeah. We have
that.
NBA waffles too.
Wait,
NBA
is
waffles?
that
Yeah, we did.
We
Do
did
you
do
have the
NBA
Grizz?
waffles. I
I-
took the Pacers. That's
And
right.
NHL.
Yeah, and
NHL?
NHL waffles.
No, those are pancakes
Have you
'cause
got-
for
the
Canadians.
NHL's pancakes?
Have you got the list?
Yeah, I have it. Hold on.
Wait, what's your deal with
Waffles,
the Grizz kids?
Brandon Pistons, Mark Pacers, Ebo Lakers, TJ Grizzlies, Connor Cavaliers,
Yeah.
Liam Knicks.
Connor, if you go 80 waffles.
you got the Cavs. You got the 1 seed.
40
I-
Pancakes, Connor Devils.
Connor,
Liam
you don't get how to do this.
No, the Cavaliers, I know for a fact.
Wait, you have
are
the
not winning.
Devils?
Yeah, but the Cavs.
Ebo King.
You said the exact same thing about Florida.
But that was when it was week 6. And I
Oh
thought.
no, it's not when it's week 6. When we put you on Waffle Watch, when Florida won the SEC tournament and they were a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament, we were like, Connor, waffles. You're like, I'm fine. Florida's not winning it. And then Florida makes the Sweet 16. You're like, I'm definitely fine. Florida's not.
Yeah, that
And then they made the Final Four, and you're like, I'm fine. And you know what you said after they won the game in the Final Four to advance the national championship? You said you're fine.
Yeah.
And now look at you,
You're
waffle boy.
40 waffles deep.
Now look at you, waffle
That
boy.
was because I was trying to convince myself that I was good, but in reality, I had no idea. We picked them in week 6. We picked these teams. I know for a fact that I like the Cavaliers. They're a lot of fun to watch.
Counterpoint. You don't know it for
you
a
don't
fact.
know for a fact.
They're not winning.
It's not a fact.
It's not a fact at all. They have a cakewalk to the Final Four, basically to the Eastern Conference Final.
They're going to be an 8 seed, then they're going to beat the somebody else, and they're going to beat somebody else.
It would be so cool if Connor Griffin won the Triple Crown for Pancake Waffle Watch.
120 waffles.
The breakfast triple crown.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
I didn't tweet it out earlier this morning, but I was driving to work, and I did just pass a restaurant. It was a breakfast place, and it just says waffles. There's nothing else in the restaurant, just waffles and big text, and it reminded me, oh shit, I have to eat waffles this week.
I know.
Yeah.
I think it's literally called waffles.
It's a place
It's just called waffles.
Yeah, not waffle shop, just waffles.
No one had
I've
their
a-
team miss.
I have all of our teams are in the playoffs.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
This WrestleMania preview segment is presented by WWE 2K25. WWE 2K25 is available now on Steam, Xbox One, XS, and PlayStation, bringing you the all-new mode The Island, plus underground matches, intergender battles, and more. Game-changing updates featuring the all-new mode The Island, available exclusively on Xbox One, XS, and PS5. This WrestleMania preview is, we're basically there, boys. We got WrestleMania coming up. The big announcement last week was that Paul Heyman would be in the corner of CM Punk for the triple threat match. I think there's going to be some shenanigans afoot. I think he's entering with CM Punk, and he also has Roman Reigns out there, and I'm not sure which one he's leaving with.
Maybe neither of them.
I think neither of them. I think there might be a third guy he could leave with.
Interesting.
Just things to think about, things to chew on.
Interesting.
WWE 2K25 is available now.
I believe we're playing it on a stream tomorrow afternoon.
Yes, we are.
Ooh.
Against the New
Come.
York boys, huh?
Yeah.
Who's the New York boys?
Those fucking pussies from New York.
Robbie Fox's squad of him,
Okay.
Large, Vibs, and Nate.
Yeah, bunch of nerdy nerds and Large and Vibs.
I respect all of them. I just hope we have a good, clean match. That's all I ask. Just ask it, that it's fair.
Are you involved?
I don't know. I'm not.
You were gone when we did the first one, so I don't know. You might have dodged this bullet.
All right.
Anyway,
Fun game,
all right,
though.
I guess.
Really, really fun.
y'all want to talk about the draft?
I'm just not invited to the.
Oh, you can come.
You could come, but we did a first part where we made characters and trained with them and shot a video.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I remember that. This happened to me in 4th grade, so I see what's happening.
You can come
I
to
see,
the draft.
I see what's happening.
You missed that day.
What's happening? I see what's happening.
You missed that day.
4th grade all over again.
We got to talk about the draft. This is huge.
You're gonna give me a controller. It won't even be plugged in.
Who do you think is the number 2 pick in this upcoming draft? Because I
Dylan
think
Harper. It's got to be.
after Paige Beckers tonight, I don't know who it's going to be.
Dylan Harper. I got
The WNBA draft is today.
the WNBA draft.
Yes.
That's awesome. I love it.
It's I was thinking about this last night. It's
I
the
love it.
only major. It's the only sport where the timeline makes sense.
They draft and they got to report to camp like tomorrow.
Baseball's is in the middle of both seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think NBA makes sense. I think doing it right after the season makes the most sense. There.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe, I think that because then you get the whole lead up to
There's
Yeah.
no off, like the
you get
WNBA
the whole off season of.
starts in June, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's
You
no
do
off.
need a lead up. You need like to get familiarized with yourself with the locker room, with the people, you know,
Caitlin Clark went
Move
from
all your
Final
shit
Four
to your new city, all that sort of thing.
yeah.
Also, she signed with Unrivaled yesterday.
Who did?
Paige Beckers,
Okay.
which is the 3-on-3 league won by the Rose.
The GOAT, Angel Reese.
Goat.
The Rose. So she'll be in that. But she signed a 3-year deal to that before she got a WNBA team. Which
How many months are we till the NFL draft?
We're a week and 3 days.
Still,
April 24th.
so 2.
We're a week and 3 days.
And this is the draft for 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Okay. I'm the only one.
We got to. Paige Beckers goes to Wings at number 1, so she'll become. We'll have to remember her
Oh
for.
yeah, we'll have to
for
keep
grid,
that in mind.
Grid
Yeah.
purposes.
Yeah.
Seattle Storm.
Oh, I saw a video of this girl dunking.
Dominique Malunga.
Really?
Yeah.
Malunga.
Okay. All right.
What are they doing in France, man? What are they doing over there?
They're just creative.
What are they fucking doing in France? How are they doing?
Oh, Sonia Centrone from Notre Dame. Yeah, of course. Kiki.
Where's Georgia Moore?
Just a Josite. Sheehan Sellers from Maryland, I believe. Anissa Morrow. All right. There's your first round.
I have a. You want to read that? I'll do a little tease. I have a question that I'd like to ask the room. No, you read that, Brandon.
Do you call your mom every day? We should. I don't want to speak out loud here, but
We should start doing this as a show.
we should do this as a sponsored event. We should call. We can't call all our moms. That'd be crazy. But we should call one mom on the show and like give her jewelry or something from Steven Singer. So we'll talk about that later. Of whose mom we're going to call. Connor,
We'll talk about it later.
do you call your mom every day or just on special occasions or once in a blue moon? Steven Singer Jewelers wants to help you tell the moms in your life every single day how appreciated they are. Steven Singer is introducing his brand new limited edition 24-karat gold dip blue moon rose for Mother's Day. Skip flowers that die in a week. Steven Singer Jewelers' signature gold dip roses are real roses dipped in real 24-karat gold and are guaranteed to last a lifetime. Give her something she can look at and remember how loved she is all year long. Picture a brilliantly bright blue rose with diamond-like sparkles. Is that what he's holding in his hand? This forever gift of a real long-stem 24-karat gold dip rose has Steven's full lifetime guarantee. Comes to you as in an impressive gift box and your own personalized Mother's Day note. Order now exclusively at IHateStevenSinger.com. Hurry, because these will not be restocked and supply is limited. Shipping is always complimentary. That means free. Nothing says I love you like a real, authentic Steven Singer 24-karat gold dip rose that lasts forever. Only available from Steven Singer Jewelers in Philly or online at IHateStevenSinger.com.
I do love Connor's mom, by the way. Fucking love her. I love looking at her. I love she's so funny
Yeah.
to me. She's charming as all hell. I can't get enough of her. I fucking love her, and I love the way she interacts with her son. I love that entire dynamic, and I do like the rest of the cast of Love on the Spectrum, but I think Connor and his mom, the relationship they have is unbelievable, and I fucking love that show, and I want that family to have their own spin-off show, and I just thought I should say that.
Connor, what do you think he was talking about there?
I thought I was talking about you, didn't you?
No, I thought it
It's
was
all about you.
I thought it was Love
all
on the
about you.
Spectrum.
Host,
Love on the
yeah,
Spectrum,
yeah,
same,
you host the show for a few days, and just, suddenly you're just running. What?
I apologize for doing OJ Day without you guys.
No, it's fine. It's just not something. It's something that we built up for over a year, and you kept putting off and putting off and putting off. And as soon as we leave,
I believe
well, you were putting it off,
I think you guys told him what date he had to do it.
right? When did he do it?
I think you guys said he has to do it on the 1-year anniversary of OJ's death.
We did.
We said it last summer on the anniversary of the Bronco chase, which was in
It was right after
July of last year.
It was right after Blutman and I got back from North Dakota, and it just didn't work. We also had a short show that day; it just didn't work.
We should do our own Bronco chase on the day of the Bronco chase.
Could.
Because we have a white Bronco.
We should chase Bo Nix.
It's good, Brandon.
The first person,
Good stuff.
The first person to hunt down Bo Nix wins. What was your thing you had before I read
I had
that?
a question.
All right.
Maybe it's just for Blutman. I don't know. He's got his arms crossed. He's got a scowl on his face, and he's looking at me, and he needs to be entertained.
Oh, he uncrossed his arms.
Yeah, he's looking for some entertainment. This is a new segment. This is no longer Is This Funny. This segment is called Is This Something. Cooper Flag is not declared for the NBA draft.
Yeah, that's something.
Is that something?
It is.
Okay. All right.
I think he's. How long does he have to wait for the
I
lottery?
think April
balls?
26th is the deadline.
When's the
I
lottery?
don't know when the lottery is.
We'll find out eventually.
I don't know when is the lottery.
We'll find out real
There's
soon.
no- there's no way of
I
knowing.
think we'll
It's usually in
find
the first
out
round of the
real
playoffs.
Soon. We're gonna find out.
I'm gonna guess it's April
Monday, May 12th.
May 12th.
Yeah, so
he
I-
has to declare by April 26th, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So this idea that he doesn't want to go to a certain team,
But he can
That
declare
He
and keep
can-
his
but he could declare and pull his name out.
right. Yeah,
Right?
he
Yeah.
can do that.
he can do the sim lottery feature on Tankathon
Mhm.
every day up until the 26th and figure out. He could calculate, well, I'm not a Hornet this many times, I'm not a Wizard this many times, maybe I'm good to enter a draft, or maybe he says no, I'm staying at Duke, I want one Natty and get paid.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Is it weird if the star player at Duke would refuse to play for the Charlotte Hornets, as both entities are in the state of North Carolina? He's like, I'm not going to Charlotte. I am not fucking doing
Yeah.
it. And he has spent the last year in Durham.
Well, has he specifically said he doesn't?
No, I'm just.
But, yeah.
That's what people think he might.
Yeah, I don't think that's weird. The Hornets are a disaster of an organization. I wouldn't want to play for
Yeah.
them either. That's why I
Not
don't.
weird,
A lot of
not
people don't
weird.
realize that. I don't play for the Hornets because I told them no.
Mhm.
I had an opportunity.
You actually
That's-
think all 30 organizations in the NBA are disasters.
all of them? Yeah.
And that's why
Oh.
you stayed out.
Exactly right.
Yes?
Would you guys like to go to the draft lottery? It's here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the lottery.
In
Lottery's just
Barstool?
here?
Yeah, it's just here.
Where is the
In
golf
Chicago.
simulator, or
Let's go to the lottery.
Can you go to it?
I don't know. I mean, there's a stage.
Oh, you
and
can't go to it.
There's a stage and video boards and everything. There's got to be a way to get
This is not a public event.
the NBA draft lottery.
Right.
It's got to be.
They just remember they just put the owners up in those weird seats, the two-tiered seats, and they're like, "Oh, here you go, and hold your logo up."
Yeah, David Griffin would send his son.
I wouldn't be surprised if Adam Silver's trying to sell tickets for it and make it a bigger thing than it needs to be.
What?
Yeah, they should make it. I would go to the lottery if we could. Be in
It
Chicago.
doesn't have a location though. We got to figure out.
It has a location.
The greatest
back.
heist would
Oh,
be
that was just.
stealing
Is
the
that just the
lottery
draft? No, that's the
balls.
lottery. There are people there,
If we stole,
right?
that's the draft, isn't it?
No, that's the lottery.
That's the lottery. Yeah.
That's just the lottery right there.
Okay.
There seem to be some people there
Oh, question. Why would
What's
we
going
go to the lottery?
because it's the lottery.
No.
I think we protest.
Are y'all saying?
lottery.
Are y'all insinuating we might win a pick?
Yeah, maybe.
Like most sports
anything
gets
could
the seventh
happen.
pick of the draft?
We could sneak a ping pong ball in there. Maybe we win.
I think we go protest their methods. They've had AI stealing jobs from horses for decades.
Spin
What?
the horse.
Yeah, we should go there and be like, spin the horses.
If Cooper Flag declares for the draft and we win the lottery, does he stay in the draft or pull his name out? You think, Blutman?
I think he stays in the draft. I
Yeah,
think
he stays
we'd
in
have
the
to
draft.
select them.
Yeah, I don't expect Cooper Flag to come back, but I do.
Do we? The bigger question is, do we have a spot for him?
Yeah, we can make some roster.
Make some
Make some
space.
roster cuts. But I do think he's got to. Cooper Flag is at a point where he's got to chill on the tees. Right, Blutman. You got to
Yeah.
chill on the if you're gonna keep teasing the people, you got to come back. But he's teasing the I still got a decision to make.
He's
and
having
still,
he's
you know
having
what I mean?
a lot of fun with the suspense and keeping people on their toes.
Yeah, which is his prerogative up to a point. But at a certain point, if you're just teasing everybody,
Yeah. Hey,
then,
quit.
Hey, cut that out, buddy. Katy Perry's in space right now.
Yeah. What?
Is that right?
She's back.
Yeah, she got back.
Yeah, they're already
He's already back.
They're
Yeah,
already
they went
back?
this morning and back.
Wait.
5 minutes.
How long? How far away is space?
She breached space and dropped back down.
There was an
Dude
all-female
Perfect
crew.
did the same thing a couple years ago.
What?
It's a recreational trip to.
Just popped up to space.
But that's not space.
It was-
It was just like she was in technical space. She
It was
wasn't in actual.
It was like a
space?
Bravo, like a bunch of Bravo people went to space.
She technically got into space and then came back.
Katy Perry has been to space today.
Yes.
Correct. You think she saw an ET?
It was the Bezos rocket.
Well, no, they didn't get into real space, right?
Oh, yeah, she probably didn't see an ET.
Did we ever establish in the Star Wars universe what planet the ETs were from? Because the ETs were in Star Wars too, right?
Yeah.
That's not. I'm
They're-
not even
they're-
joking.
Yeah, they're in the Senate.
You like ETs?
I think I do.
And she sucked my cock. Fucking piece of shit.
I thought you were gonna say extra testicles.
It's my new thing. I'm trying out.
Oh.
Extra testicles. I'll I'll say this while everyone's turned off the show and no one's watching anymore, and when we're basically done, we're in overtime now. Thought the Couch Boys did a good job.
I thought they did a hell of a
I
job.
thought they did a hell of a job.
And I think the best thing for the show is that now me and Mark are going to take so many
vacations.
off.
Yeah.
So many days off because we can trust you guys to run a competent and good show.
Right.
And we had been talking like we got to be here all summer.
One of us has to be here every single day because the show falls
God
apart.
Almighty.
Yeah.
But now that you guys are pretty good, you're not going to see me in June.
Yeah, we might just take off till September or something.
Yeah, football.
Fuck.
Y'all just call us when football's about.
You let us know when you need us back.
All right. Well, we miss you guys a lot.
Connor, all the comments that say the show is better without us here, and it's better when you guys host it, and you guys fucking killed it, and you guys are natural, and we need to. What we should do is like 1 or 2 days a week, Brandon and Mark should just disappear and let the Couch Boys host the show because they actually might be better. And Brandon and Mark get a little. You know, they're a little too old. They don't have the good perspective that some of the younger blood has and all that. Like all those comments that were flooding in. What did you do with those comments, Connor? Did you upvote them? Did you thumbs up them? Did you like those? Did you
file them away?
Did you make like a folder? Hit the bookmark?
I just said I miss my boys and the show is best when Brandon and Mark are at the desk. That's what people say.
No, they said the opposite.
Show is best when they're at the desk.
A lot of people.
Was it when you were in
Johnny Cochran?
when you were on vacation? What day was it? Olivia Rodrigo had a pop-up concert.
Oh yeah.
Stop.
At your resort?
At my resort, yeah.
No.
I didn't think anything of it, but I guess now that
How was your vacation, by the way? We didn't talk about that.
You didn't need to. I didn't do a goddamn thing.
All right.
I just sat in the pool and drank rum punch for 4 straight days, and then I came home.
If you're looking for somebody to talk about what they did last week. So Friday, because I've only described Thursday so far.
Should I do the same thing about my vacation? I walk into the resort, I go straight to the pool, and I drink. And I did that for 4 days. And that's it.
All right.
That's sweet. All right. We're back. We'll be back tomorrow. See you guys then.
That's how ball's done.
Oprah watching her best friend go to space.